Hey YouTube, Mr. Slush here. Just wanted to give you a quick look at my nursery. It's a structure, it's a shade structure during the warmer months. And then I put a 6 mil plastic over it and make a door on the front and turn it into a greenhouse in the winter. But just wanted to show you all the various things I've got growing in here to more or less encourage you and to show you how many plants you can make and create with just things that you've already got growing. So pretty much everything in here I've propagated from out in the yard and from seed and just things traded, and but more or less this is everything I've got in stock. Just a couple things. I've got banana there. I've got red goji, black goji. I've got a lemon guava. I've got some longevity spinach on the table here, some mullein, which is an herb. I've got some mulberries here. These were actually volunteers that came up in my yard from bird dropping, I presume. They were fruiting, so I just went ahead and pulled them because I didn't like the spot they were in, and I potted them up, and so they're in here. And I've got some leucaena, which I'm just starting to grow here from seed. And it's like a mesquite, but it's thornless. It is nitrogen fixing. And so I've got about 10 of these, maybe 12 of these. I want to spread out through the landscape once they get to maturity. And I've got all kinds of different pineapple and papaya and various mulberries. I've got some Pakistan mulberry here that I've got 3 of these, and I air layered all 3. I did about 12 to 15 air layers on my Pakistan mulberry this year, and I got 3 of them that took, so I'm happy with those results. It's a pretty hard tree to propagate by any means, but so. And another big success I've had this year is with the loquat. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the loquat. It's the Japanese plum. And I've got about 6 or 7 different loquat varieties out in the garden. I've got Christmas, I've got Big Jim, White Jim, Champagne, Vista White, Gold Nugget, and Early Red. And so I had quite a bit of success. It's one of those that is pretty difficult to propagate, even by air layer. It's usually I get a very low success rate with them, but this year I did pretty good. I've probably got about 10 or 12 of them in here. Here's another one here. I don't know if the lighting's too great there. I've got a few more. Here's another one right here. I've got a few more on this table, and another 2 of them here. 1, 2 of them there. I did a couple Elaeagnus this year, autumn olive, nitrogen fixing shrub that produces a berry. Got a couple of those in here. Another one that's pretty difficult to propagate. And I have quite a few different bananas. I've got a Grand Nain banana in here. I've got the Manzano banana. That guy's probably reaching up to 7-8 feet tall with the leaf there, about 6 feet just from the trunk itself. If you can see the mulch, I put a mulch layer around every single plant in here, which just helps with the water retention. But that's all moringa. That's chopped up moringa that I do every fall, and it is just fabulous. You can't buy mulch that good, and it just continuously feeds these plants in here, and it actually makes a really nice fungi, a hyphae within the potted plant itself. So if you have the opportunity to grow moringa, and if you have a chipper shredder and you can chop that up in the fall, it just makes phenomenal mulch for all your potted plants. And I've got all kinds of various palm trees. I've got some elderberry, and just pretty much everything that you can think of growing in here, I've probably got it. And what I do with all these plants, I've got 2 acres here. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, 9A. And I open up this nursery once or twice a year, and I allow other gardeners to come in, and I sell plants. I can, I offer plants at a very reasonable cost, much cheaper than what you could buy in a big box store or in the nursery, and help other gardeners out, especially if I know they're just getting started, or if they don't have a whole lot of money. Here's an avocado I grew several years ago from a pit, and he's just really happy in here. I try to help other gardeners out, and then I also trade. So I'll trade plants for other plants for folks on my YouTube, my Facebook group. I'll trade plants and get new varieties and start propagating those. Or if I've got open space out in the garden, there's quite a few in here I do want to put out in the garden. I've got a date palm here that I've created, and looking forward to putting that out by my swimming pool. But just to encourage you that it is not difficult to create plants, and you can make a steady stream of income making plants by propagation, air layer cuttings, horizontal cuttings going underneath the ground. And you can make new plants, and you can make some money and offset the cost that it would cost to garden. And it's just a great thing to have, and it's abundance. And I get quite a bit of produce from everything growing in here as well. And I've got stuff to give away or trade or sell. So just wanted to show you my nursery, and it's about ready to turn into a greenhouse here. I'm getting ready to put the plastic up. As you can see, I've got 55-gallon drums pretty much all the way around, and that's my thermal mass. So they're full of water, and then when I put the plastic up, they soak up all the heat during the day, and then they redisperse it out to where this greenhouse, even without heating it, never gets to freezing. So it's just a really neat thing, and I'll show it to you once I get the plastic up and let you take a look at it. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And please subscribe and like, and I hope you have a great day. God bless. Take care.